start, yes, stop, yes, start, yes, stop, yes. Okay, finally we have done our timer for our recorder. Now it's time to add the timer. So this is our default layout. Let's give this text view an ID of text view timer, and maybe change the text size. Text size 40. And then also add the text here. Text. Sorry. Like this. Okay, very nice. Okay, since we changed the ID of this text view, our layout has changed also, so let's fix it. Let's change timer and timer. So, and we are okay now. 2 image buttons. Okay. So now it's time to create our new class. Let's click on the on this folder, right click, and then choose new Kotlin class file. Let's call this class timer. Okay, we have the class timer, and since we need to pass the values from this class to our main activity, let's create an interface inside the class and call this interface timer interface. And in the body of the interface, let's create a function start timer, and so this function will receive as an input parameter the duration of time, duration of type string, of course, because our text view is of type string. Alright, we have created the interface, and to continue with our class, we're going to loop the time with the handler and runnable object. So let's create a private val handler, maybe it should be var, yeah, okay, and let's type handler, and inside the handler we need to get to the main looper. So let's type looper dot get main looper, handler looper get main looper. Create a runnable private latent var runnable of type runnable. This is the interface, and we're going to initialize this interface later. Okay, we also need an overall duration of our time. It's gonna be duration and also I guess we will need milliseconds, so let's create a variable for our milliseconds. Let's call it delay, since we're going to have a delay. Okay, delay of 100 milliseconds, so let's give it 100L. It's a long value because in our handler functions we need to use long values. So these are the main values for our timer. Okay. And okay, let's continue with our functions for timer. First of all, we need to format our time. Let's create the function. Private function. Format time. And this function will return string. Well, the main purpose of this function, let me see, what do we have here? Oh, this one, is to subdivide the overall time into seconds, milliseconds, and minutes. So we are creating millis, well, seconds, and well, minutes. Alright, in milliseconds we are going to take our duration. Let me check. This one, I guess. Yeah, the overall duration. I guess we don't need this one. Duration, yeah, duration, and let's divide this duration. Yeah, and we will need a reminder of after our division. Let's divide it into 1000, and then we have the reminder right here. And then after we divide our duration at 1000, we will need to divide all that into 60. This is our seconds. And also after that, let's take the duration into minutes, seconds. Okay, duration divided into 1000 multiplied by 60. Let's add parentheses here, so it should be mathematically correct. And okay, the remainder will be divided to 60, so this will be our seconds. And since we need to return a string here, let's type well, maybe formatted time of type string. Let's use things from Java. This percent means 02 means 2 digits, and then again percent, it's like a placeholder for our 2 digits, and then percent 02, and then again semicolon or a colon, and then again percent 02, and we're going to use the format function of the language. I guess it is from Java, and for the first placeholder we will use minutes. So let's type minutes. Minutes, and then comma. Second placeholder will be seconds, and then third placeholder will be milliseconds. Okay. And then let's return the formatted type of type string. Formatted time. Yeah, that is formatted time. We have created the function format time. Now it's time to start the timer. Let's create a function start timer. Now in this function we're gonna start the timer. We'll take handler and use post delay. Post delayed. Let me check this one. The scope is not correct here. Let me check this one. Okay, this one. Handler. Okay, I don't think we have handler initialized yet. Let me check. Okay, let's try to use the init block. This init block is used right after the main constructor was initialized, and in the init block we need to run the timer. So for this we will use runnable, our runnable, and assign it runnable because it's let init var. So right here, and then we will change our duration plus assign the minimal step is our delay. Okay, and then use handler dot post delayed post something wrong with the handler looper get main looper private var handler. What's wrong with this? Post nothing. Okay, looper dot get main looper, nothing changed. Okay, handler java.util android.os. Yeah, I guess we need to import this one, probably. Looper. I'm not sure we need this one. Okay. Why do we have it like this? Handler Java utilities for logging and Android.os. Okay, something's wrong with this one. I have no idea why this happens. Okay. Handler post delayed, and in post delayed we need to pass, let's press Ctrl P and see what parameters we need to pass here. It's runnable and delay. So our runnable is called runnable and our delay is called delay. Okay, yes, it is delay. And then okay, everything is all set. Let's use post delayed in our start function as well and use runnable here. It should be initialized. Yes, it is. And a delay. Yes. And also let's use function stop timer. Stop timer. Okay, to stop the timer, we'll take our handler and use remove callbacks. Yes, remove callbacks, and we're going to use runnable here because all our process is in runnable, and then assign the duration to 0. Okay, like this. Perfect. Okay, let me check what else we need for this timer. Not interface, start timer, duration. Okay, let's try to use all this in our main activity. We're gonna use interface in our onCreate function. Let's create val timer of type timer. And then when we press on the record button, let's use timer dot start timer. Yes, and when we press the stop button, let's use timer stop timer. Okay, but we need to use our interface here. Okay, let's use timer interface, and since we implement this interface from our timer, we need to override the function start timer. Let me check this one. Common class is not attached. Duration divided. Control O and then use when we create the timer, we need to pass timer listener. This is the parameter for our class. Let's call it timer listener, and then use timer interface, this one, and then in the main activity, let's just Ctrl O, start timer, Ctrl I, okay, and in our start timer, let's take the duration, and assign it to our text view, to this one. It is called this one, text view timer. Okay, let's find it first. Where is it? Just a second. It's right here. Well, text view timer, find view by ID, it's a text view, r.id dot text view timer. Yeah, it's a text view. Let's import this one. Let me check what is this one. Yeah, it's a text view, so we're okay with this. We have text view timer now, and then say text view timer let me check this one. I guess we need to declare this variable here. Private val text view timer, sign from view by ID, text view r.id dot text view timer. We're okay with this. We can remove this line. Alright, and then use this text view timer in our start timer override function. Text view timer dot text, assign the duration. We are okay here. And also, when we create our timer object, we need to pass, let me check this one, we need to pass the timer listener here, and to pass the timer listener, it's of type timer listener interface, and since it's an interface from here, let's try this. Okay, this works. Yeah, alright. So let's check how it works now. Unable to instantiate activity component information. Null pointer exception. Attempt to evoke virtual method until it contab. Okay. It's a handler. Unable to instantiate activity component information. What is this? runnable handler plus delay, runnable, runnable, it's okay. Let's try this way. Of type timer, and then type in our own create, just use timer. And this. It looks like we don't use time listener, but why? I have no idea what is happening here. It failed again. Okay, unable to access activity component, handler, main activity. Okay, I guess it's a problem with our text view. Okay, let's remove this one. Let's create this one here, right here. Let's call it val text view timer, and no, I don't think we cannot. Okay, what's wrong with this one? Okay, no mistakes now. Let me try to implement another method, start timer. Okay. When we start the timer, we need to pass the duration to our start timer. So let's use duration, assign duration. Let's use this dot duration. We don't have duration here. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's try if we can launch this application at all. Okay, we can do it. Nothing happens. Timer is not running. Alright, let's try view binding maybe. View binding true, sync now. Then go back to main activity. Okay, this is our main activity and use view binding here. It's private. Let network binding main activity binding, not binding of type activity. Activity main binding, yes. And then right here we gonna give it a value. Activity, oops, sorry, activity main binding dot inflate, and then layout inflator right here, and then instead of r dot layout, let's use root. Okay, now we should be able to use this line inside of our function to the binding class, binding dot text timer dot text assign duration. Okay, now we're all set. Let's check it once again. No, nothing happens. Our timer does not work. Okay, looks like we're not sending any data to here. Alright, timer listener, start timer, duration, init runnable duration, handler. We need to pass here our parameter from constructor to start timer method from our interface, and then pass duration here. It's 0. No, it's not 0. It should be a string, I guess. Yeah, it's string. So we have format time, which we don't use, by the way. So now we have to use format time here because it returns string format time. Let's try it now. The application crashes. What's wrong with this now? Unable to search the very component information supervisor. Okay, it's this line. Permission granted array string timer. Okay, maybe let's remove this one and then type val here and then try it once again. Okay, let's remove all the logs once again. Okay, let's super recorder. Okay, it says unknown format conversion exception conversion dot column timer line number 37. Oh, what's wrong with this one? Okay, it's D. Okay, it's digits. Okay, 2 digits, 2 digits, and 2 digits. Okay. Well, it doesn't look okay to me. Let's stop this one. Let's divide our 1000 to 10. Try it once again. Okay, we have this one and this one. Duration. We have milliseconds here and milliseconds here, but it doesn't have to be like this. Duration divided into 1000 and then we divide into 60 and put the remainder here. Okay, maybe it should look like this. 60. Okay, let's try it. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, stop. When we press stop, nothing happens. Let's go back to main activity and stop our timer. Timer.stop timer. Okay, handler stop timer, remove callbacks. I think we have to update our text view, maybe. Binding dot text view timer assign string like this. It's dot text. Okay, let's try it again. Start, yes. Stop, yes. Start, yes. Stop, yes. Okay, finally we have done our timer for our recorder. So thanks again and see you at the next lesson.